Tonight, you're going to eat something sweet, maybe without even thinking about it. A cookie, a soda, a piece of candy after dinner. Your brain will light up like a switch just flipped. But that switch is ancient, and it was never built for what you're about to feed it. For most of human history, sugar barely existed. No bags of it, no bottles of it, no aisles of it. Your ancestors lived and died without ever tasting a candy bar. So, what did they actually eat? The answer is stranger and far more brutal than you think. Picture a small band of early humans, maybe 200,000 years ago. They wake up hungry. There is no fridge. There is no farm. There is only the land and whatever it decides to give up that day. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued that the discovery of cooking changed everything for our species. Fire didn't just warm bodies. It unlocked calories that raw food couldn't give. Cooked meat and roots became easier to digest, and that extra energy may have helped fuel the growth of a bigger, hungrier brain. But cooking came after something even older. Before fire, before tools, early hominins were scavengers and foragers. They ate what they could find: roots, tubers, insects, whatever fruit was in season, and only when it was in season. Notice something? No sugar rush, no steady supply, just scarcity, punctuated by rare bursts of something sweet. That rarity is the key to everything. When your ancestors stumbled onto a wild berry bush or a tree full of ripe fruit, it wasn't a snack, it was a jackpot. A short window before animals or rot took it all. So their bodies evolved to react fast, a surge of dopamine, a drive to eat as much as possible, right now, while it lasted. Researcher Catherine Milton, who studied primate foraging, found that wild fruit available to early humans was nothing like the fruit in your grocery store today. It was smaller, tougher, far less sweet, and far more work to find. So why does a donut hit your brain exactly the same way that jackpot once did? Because your brain never got the memo that scarcity ended. Meat mattered too, and getting it was rarely simple. Isotope studies on ancient bones suggest that some early humans ate diets rich in animal protein, likely from scavenging carcasses and later organized hunting. Fat was treasure. Bone marrow was treasure. A large kill could feed a group for days, but it might be the only big meal for weeks after. This is the part that should stop you. Your ancestors were not eating 3 balanced meals a day. There was no meal plan. There was feast, then famine, then feast again, on a schedule set entirely by luck. Your body still runs on that schedule. It just doesn't know the calendar changed. That craving for salt, fat, and sugar isn't a flaw. It's a survival tool from a world that punished hesitation. A body that craved calorie-dense food and grabbed it fast outlived a body that didn't. Anthropologist Sarah Hrdy has written about how much of early human survival depended on cooperation and resource sharing within the group, because no single person could reliably find enough food alone. Sharing a kill, sharing a fruit tree, sharing the risk of a bad week. The instinct to gorge when food appeared wasn't greed. It was insurance against the next famine, one nobody could predict. Now look at your kitchen. Sugar is not rare anymore. It is not seasonal. It is not a jackpot. It is sitting in a cabinet available every hour of every day, forever. But the part of your brain lighting up when you eat it has no idea any of that changed. It still fires like you just found the last ripe fruit on the last tree before winter. That's why stopping at one cookie can feel like fighting your own biology. In a very real sense, you are. Your ancestors weren't weak for craving sweetness. They were built by a world where that craving kept them alive long enough to have you. The problem was never the craving. The problem is that the world sped up while your body stayed exactly the same. So, tonight, when you reach for something sweet without even thinking about it, remember what that switch actually is. It's not a modern habit. It's a 200,000-year-old survival strategy running on a world that no longer exists.